If you're ever having trouble falling asleep, Marvel has just come up with a prescription-free medicine to knock your ass out. It's called the Eternals trailer. What's up, everyone? Jared from Patriots and Pop Culture here, and I wanted to do this video yesterday. I just couldn't bring myself to waste the time doing it whenever I was so busy. I'm a little more freed up today, so let's talk about the Eternals trailer that came out a few days ago and how much it sucked. This article coming from Deadline: Eternals trailer clocks 77 million views in first day. Tops a Marvel movie during pandemic. What does that even mean, during pandemic? Is that them just trying to say 77 million views across all platforms is somehow good for a Marvel film? I mean, do we remember the numbers from every Avengers film? I mean, hell, even Captain Marvel's trailer was better, and that movie sucks. The first online teaser trailer for the Marvel Cinematic Universe's third Phase 4 movie, Eternals, drew an almighty 77 million global viewers in its first 24 hours since dropping Monday, per social analytics sources. That's the biggest online trailer drop for a Disney Marvel movie in the 14 months of the pandemic. It's a great sign for a film that is scheduled to open in theaters November 5th. Eternals bested the initial 24-hour traffic for Disney's Cruella trailer at 71 million, following its February 17th drop, and Disney Plus's WandaVision, which was released following its airing of last September's primetime Emmys. Eternals' 24-hour trailer traffic also beats numbers for pre-pandemic theatrical releases Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, 61.7 million, and the Will Smith Guy Ritchie hit Aladdin, 60.8 million. Probably because nobody was interested in a second Maleficent film, because the first one was just okay and it didn't need a sequel. Nobody cared. That's why it didn't get the traffic. It's not like Eternals was significantly better than that trailer, because it wasn't. And the Aladdin trailer, I don't really know what to say about that. Maybe people are just getting tired of live action adaptations of the same cartoons that they watched as kids, because we know you're going to butcher them. We just hold on to the cartoons, don't really care for the live action. Maybe that's why. Maybe people were pissed off that Will Smith was playing the genie when it should have been probably just a voiceover of the cartoon with Robin Williams. I don't know. I heard a lot of chatter about that. Maybe that's why their numbers were low. Disney Plus's trailer for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier racked up 125 million views following its airing on the Super Bowl this year, but I'm told that figure includes broadcast viewers. Eternals is strictly global online traffic. They're reaching hard, trying to justify why Falcon and the Winter Soldier got more views. Look at the ratings for the Super Bowl this year. Most people don't give a crap about football right now, despite us being in a pandemic. They don't care. We're tired of being preached to in our sports, and we're tired of being preached to in our entertainment, movies, TV shows, everything. The ratings for the Super Bowl were awful, so that doesn't really make that much of a difference. If you're going to get 48 million more views from that, were 48 million more people watching the Super Bowl? I doubt it. Eternals was the #1 trend within minutes of launch, and the teaser quickly became the top trending video on YouTube. Y'all do know how YouTube's trending algorithm works, right? They pick it. They pick what's trending on YouTube. It has absolutely nothing to do with actual online traffic. It has absolutely nothing to do with what people actually like, what people want. Go look at the comment section on the Eternals trailer. Anywhere it's posted, people are destroying it because it looks boring as hell. Every single actor in it looks like they're bored in every scene that they do. But they got their diversity points in race swapping almost every single character possible. So, I mean, good for you on that, Marvel, I guess. The movie is directed by Nomadland Oscar winner Chloe Zhao and stars Angelina Jolie, Salma Hayek, Gemma Chan, Kit Harington, Richard Madden, Kumail Nanjiani, Barry Keoghan, and Brian Tyree Henry. If this was starring Angelina Jolie 20 years ago, hell, even 10 years ago, might have some star power. No one cares about her now. Now, you may be asking yourself, why are these news outlets pushing so hard to get people to watch this trailer and be excited for this movie whenever, if you watch the trailer, the movie looks really boring. It looks awful. Really dark, dim, bad lighting. We don't know who the bad guy is. It contradicts itself everywhere. In the trailer, they say that they were there for this event and that event throughout history, but then they immediately contradict themselves right after that by saying, yet they have not interfered in events. It makes no sense. If the Eternals have been around for so long, then where the hell were they whenever Thanos was there? Maybe that should have been one of the questions that you answered in your trailer. Where were you, Eternals? Sleeping? For 5 years? Anyway, the reason why that they may be pushing so hard to get American viewers and other countries to be excited for this film is because Eternals runs a very high risk of not being shown in China, where most of these movies are being catered to, sadly. But China's pissed off at Marvel because the director that they got for it, Chloe Zhao, in an interview a few years ago, talked about how bad it was growing up in China and that she was basically living in lies everywhere she turned. So China's mad at her. And Marvel obviously didn't do their homework, because if they did, they would not have hired her to do it, because Marvel and Disney love China. They love China probably more than John Cena loves China. And that's saying a lot, considering the fact that he just got on his knees a couple days ago and kissed China's butthole. From IndieWire, Eternals could face China release issue over Chloe Zhao backlash. Shang-Chi also at risk. The Nomadland Oscar winner has been persona non grata in China over the last several months. A recent report from Variety suggests 2 upcoming Marvel Studios releases, Eternals and Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, could be barred from release in China due to growing nationalist backlash against each comic book tentpole. Neither one are tentpoles. Neither one of them are big movies that people give a crap about. The MCU's Phase 4 looks like garbage. And this is just 2 examples of it. While there is no hard evidence at this time proving a ban will take place, Variety notes that rumors were ignited after the CCTV6 China movie channel aired a list of U.S. release dates for upcoming Marvel films and omitted Eternals, November 5th, and Shang-Chi, September 3rd. The 2 MCU titles to be released this year following Black Widow. Given that Eternals filmmaker Chloe Zhao has emerged as persona non grata in China over the last several months, a release ban would not be a complete shock. Backlash against the China-born Zhao exploded after her Golden Globes win for Nomadland in late February due to the circulation of 2 quotes that many perceived as being anti-China. The first quote from a 2013 interview found Zhao discussing her interest in movies about the American heartland and saying, "It goes back to when I was a teenager in China, being in a place where there are lies everywhere." The second quote was a misprint that found Zhao claiming the U.S. is now my country, even though she had actually said the U.S. is not my country. Regardless, the incorrect quote went viral and added fuel to the nationalist backlash. So this is where we're at now as a country, bowing down to the Chinese Communist Party, kissing their ass because we want their money. It's already bad enough that we take a bunch of their crap products while they keep their quality products. It's already bad enough that we ship hundreds of thousands, if not millions of jobs over there all the time. Granted, that's only being done during Democrat presidencies like Obama and now with Biden. But this is where we're at now, bowing down to China, giving them all of the power in the world, giving them all of the say on what we can do in our movies. As I've already talked about in a previous video a couple of weeks ago, talking about what Marvel and Disney has done to cave to China. Remember, they covered up Chadwick Boseman's face in the Black Panther poster because you can't have a black lead in China. The Chinese Communist Party hates black people, so they think that their people hate black people. They shrunk Finn on the Force Awakens poster. On the American poster, he was the 3rd largest, right after Kylo Ren and Rey. He was right up there too, at the top. The Chinese version of that same poster, he's itty bitty and down in the bottom right corner. We don't do this for any other country. Remember, Captain America overseas in China was just called the First Avenger. Captain America 2 was called the Winter Soldier. It wasn't Captain America the Winter Soldier, it was just the Winter Soldier. And Captain America Civil War was just Civil War. Marvel caved to what China wants. They don't want what they call American propaganda, Captain America being a hero, an American hero. They don't want black people prominent on their movie posters, so they hide them. Remember, the Black Panther movie poster had all of the characters on it, and Chadwick Boseman was on top with his mask off. One of the biggest posters celebrating an almost all black cast taking place in a fictional country in Africa. It was a pretty good movie too. I enjoyed it a lot. And I've always enjoyed Chadwick Boseman's work. May he rest in peace. But we don't get that over in China. You don't get to appreciate how the movie was intended to be shown. No, it has to be changed. Top Gun Maverick has removed the Taiwan flag from Maverick's jacket because China said, do it. China does not recognize Taiwan as its own country because during the Chinese Civil War, the nationalists, the actual Chinese nationalists who were trying to get away from the socialists and communists and the authoritarians who were taking over, all fled to Taiwan, made their own country. China is bigger. They became a bigger power. And now China does not recognize Taiwan as its own country. That's why we've had this big problem with what's been going on with John Cena. He was doing press for the Fast and Furious 9 movie, and it's going to be premiering in Taiwan first. And he said Taiwan is the first country that's going to see it. And China flipped out because they do not recognize Taiwan as its own country. Well, Americans do. At least Americans with common sense do. Because they are their own country. And China can kiss my ass. I'm not catering to you. Our whole country should not cater to you. It is absolutely ridiculous that we've gotten to that point. The United States of America is quickly, once again, becoming China's little bitch. And it's because of our leadership. And it's because of the insane leftists in Hollywood. And it's because of the greedy people behind all of this nonsense that just want that China money. A long time ago when we started trading with China, there was the thought that we would get them to view our ways as better and slowly start integrating Western ways into their Eastern culture. Well, that didn't happen. It didn't happen the way that it happened in Japan. After World War II and Japan stopped becoming a threat and they rebuilt their country and had become one of the technological advances of the world, they have integrated a lot of Western ways, but they still do keep a lot of their Eastern traditions. But that's why it's so much easier to get along with Japan than it is with China. It's why Japan is no longer a threat, because they're not trying to be a threat like China is. China wants to be a superpower. Japan wants to protect their own country. There's a big difference. All of this trying to spin the narrative about the views for a trailer during a pandemic. Notice they have to put during a pandemic in there, because if not, they'll actually get fact-checked by real fact-checkers who say, actually, that's not true. You have to put during a pandemic in there, because otherwise it's one of the lowest viewed trailers in Marvel history in the first 24 hours. Almost everything else has beat it. And the only way that they got that 77 million, notice they're not saying 77 YouTube views. They're talking about all online traffic, because they have to integrate everything. They've probably even integrated people reacting to the trailer as well. Don't quote me on that, but it wouldn't surprise me, because that's how these marketing companies work. Anything that mentions it, anything that has it on the screen for more than 5 seconds, they count it as a view. How many people actually watch that trailer in excitement? Well, you can go look at the reactions to it, the thumbs up and the thumbs down, and see that that's not the case. You can go look at the comments and see that that's not the case. And also, you would think with pandemic numbers that the views would actually be higher, because they still have a lot of people on unemployment, so they're bored at home. You think they would be watching it more than if they were busy with real jobs. I actually didn't watch the trailer for like 2 or 3 days because I was busy with my real job. And a trailer for the Eternals, I could have honestly cared less about. But I did want to cover this because it's very deceptive how they're trying to spin the narrative to get people excited for this movie, because they may not get that Chinese money. It's what people need to realize about this. They need more American eyes on it. They need more Western country eyes on it, because their biggest market in the East may say, no, we want nothing to do with it because your director said mean things about our country. That's what authoritarianism is. Whenever they can make decisions because they got butthurt. Remember in the 90s and the early 2000s when we didn't care about hurting people's feelings? We told them to suck it up. Remember the generations before that? We told them to suck it up. That was freedom. Our country's become extremely weak. And it's because of poor leadership. And it's because of the people in charge of these big corporations bowing down to the Chinese Communist Party. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as my kid says,
click on bell
to get notifications for upcoming videos.